Hi, my name is Chris Brockman, and I'm a board member of the Coalition for the Homeless of Central Florida. Hearts of Gold is the longest running and most important fundraiser that we have for the Coalition. As you may know, it is vital to the success of this operation and vital to the people that we serve every day of the year. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being a part of Hearts of Gold this year. It's a little different. We're usually all together. We're usually enjoying a concert. But as they say, the show must go on, and this is the way the show will go on during COVID. Thank you for tuning in. We want to welcome you here tonight. We want to stress how important the work is that the Coalition does and the number of people that are impacted every day through your generosity and the hard work of the folks who work here at the Coalition and help us to help those who are the least fortunate in our community.
Good evening and welcome to Coalition for the Homeless of Central Florida's 28th Annual Hearts of Gold presented by Homemaker Juice. I'm Jay Edwards, host of the Morning Mix on Mix 105.1, and I will be your host this evening. I'm honored to be a part of tonight's event and be involved with this wonderful organization that works tirelessly each day to transform the lives of homeless men, women, and children by providing crucial services to end their crisis of homelessness. The Coalition impacts so many lives, each with their own unique story, and tonight you will have the opportunity to hear stories of the Coalition from many different perspectives, from the Coalition's president and CEO, Allison Krall, to board members, donors, volunteers, program staff members, and even former shelter guests. And hearing from them, it's clear that the Coalition is such an important part of our Central Florida community, but also that the Coalition is a special place that changes lives and touches hearts in the process. And I want to kick off the evening by thanking our presenting sponsor, Homemaker Juice. Homemaker Juice has been involved with Hearts of Gold since the event's inaugural year in 1993, and their continued support and generosity means so much to those who work at the Coalition, and especially to those who lean on the Coalition during their time of need. And I'd like to go ahead and welcome Brandon Marsh, president of Homemaker Juice, to say a few words.
Hello, my name is Brandon Marsh, and I'm the president of Homemaker Premium Juices. We're a proud contributor to the Coalition for the Homeless of Central Florida and have been for the past 30 years. Now, if this past year has taught us one thing, it's that life can change quickly. Hopefully, those of you tuning into tonight's event have had nothing but positive change over the past year. But we know that life can throw curveballs our way. And what we value most about the Coalition for the Homeless of Central Florida is that it offers for our local community a safety net for those among us who have struggled with food, water, shelter, with basic needs. So the Coalition for the Homeless takes people in, families, individuals who have hit rough times, and it offers them a path towards hope. That's what we value about the Coalition for the Homeless most. We hope you value that as well, and that translates into your generosity tonight, because the Coalition is only able to offer our community the services it does because of private and generous donations from people like you. So good luck tonight. We hope that tonight is a success and that this next year brings nothing but riches for those who have hit positive times and those who are currently struggling. Good night. Godspeed.
Thanks again to Brandon and Homemaker Juice for being this year's Hearts of Gold presenting sponsor. Now, don't forget our silent auction and chance drawing are live, so be sure to visit onecause.com/heartsofgold2021 to bid on items and to buy your chance drawing tickets. And we will pull the name of the chance drawing winner at the end of this program. Now, each night, Coalition for the Homeless ensures that up to 500 men, women, and children have a safe place to stay, as well as a warm meal in their belly. Since opening their doors in 1987, the Coalition has worked hard to provide services that will bring their guests to a point where they're able to live independently and self-sufficiently. To help us better understand all that the Coalition does each day in our community, please let me introduce our next video featuring Allison Krall, President, CEO of Coalition for the Homeless of Central Florida.
The mission of the Coalition is to transform the lives of homeless men, women, and children by providing crucial services to end their crisis of homelessness.
I think everyone has an impression for what the Coalition for the Homeless is, but they don't really know. And if you've never been on a tour, you really need to do it.
Last year in 2020, our region had served over 5,000 unique individuals.
We serviced 3,455 individual people.
We were able to assist 1,436 people find permanent housing.
When you hear numbers like that, it's quite staggering, in 365 days. And this is on top of being in the midst of a COVID pandemic.
Nobody was anticipating COVID, and like everything else, COVID has had an impact on our homeless population, and it's had an impact on agencies like the Coalition, which really had to do, some monumental work to make staff and its residents safe.
We have our amazing staff who goes out on the streets on a regular basis and engages with people who are living on the streets.
There are over 100 people that work in this facility, and they work tirelessly. They're just absolutely passionate and driven about what they do to make sure that impact is felt by everyone that walks through this campus.
Anybody who comes to the Coalition seeking shelter has the opportunity to speak with somebody about their very specific needs and their situation.
Yeah, need's kind of an interesting word to me. We're dealing with homeless people, so are we a need or are we a solution?
So if somebody goes through that diversion conversation, then they're referred to our intake team, who ensure that they are truly, literally homeless and qualified for shelter services. Anybody who's coming on into our programs is hearing from the time that they enter in through intake that the goal is for them to get housed as quickly as possible. So we have two facilities. The first is our Center for Women and Families. It handles a diverse population, meaning single women, single moms, single dads with kids, including teenage girls. We do have a daycare where we are able to take care of the littlest homeless among us. We do have a facility for homeless men. There is a 250-person capacity facility. In our men's service center, we also serve meals for all of our clients. We serve our guests 3 meals a day. And the other thing that we're able to offer through our meal service program is for anybody in the community who needs a hot meal 365 days out of the year. We do open up our kitchen and our services to provide that hot meal for anybody who needs it, no questions asked.
The thing about the Coalition is that they started with a set of parameters that they were trying to do, which was primarily remove homeless men from downtown Orlando. The staff at the Coalition saw a bigger picture and included women and families. As part of that, the staff also always saw the need to change the lives of individuals and families that were at the Coalition. So we've grown from that simple little goal that was perhaps not what the staff of the Coalition saw as the goal, but certainly the community did.
Hearts of Gold is really a critical need for this organization and has been for the past 28 years. This will be our second online version, but in a typical year, Hearts of Gold is responsible for offering about 3.5 weeks of operating capital for this organization. This is really, really important for us. We appreciate everybody's involvement and your contributions and support.
Before I introduce our next video, I'd like to take a minute to thank our Diamond Medallion sponsors, Walt Disney World and Westbrook. Thank you for being such wonderful friends of the Coalition. And it's incredible to learn how far the Coalition can stretch $1. Each meal provided by the Coalition costs just $1.38. So any donation you make this evening will help provide food and other services to those individuals and families facing homelessness in our Central Florida community. Now I'm excited to introduce our next video where we will have an opportunity to learn more about the Meal Serve program and how volunteers play such a large role in ensuring Coalition guests receive 3 nutritious meals a day.
In the battle against homelessness, nutrition is extremely important. It was once said that people can live without a home, they cannot live without food. We can be anywhere between 550 to 600 meals a day. There are many times that we get food in that it's donated products, and then we have to kind of devise a menu plan around that. It can change day by day, depending on what we have in. We may have some that are dropped off by commercial businesses. We have donations of prepared foods. Not having enough food and having too many people creates a situation of stress. We have those that happen. Now, I mean, no matter what size or amount, that contribution is what keeps us operating. And it also provides the nutritional requirements to the people that we serve to. Well, I have managers that actually do the preparation of the meals. What they typically do, create a menu and make sure that we've got the products for it. They'll start in the morning. Any particular shift, I may have 1 or 2 managers and the rest are volunteers.
Our volunteers are incredibly important to our meal service program. It's just something we would not be able to really manage without the help of our volunteers. We serve over 250,000 meals every single year.
Besides doing the feedings for the men's side, we've also been here to assist for the kids' birthday parties, for the Christmas, as well as back to school, as well as try to give them a little birthday party or Christmas. We try to do that as well. So we've been able to do that and help out and bring Santa and bring music, make it fun, a fun environment, because it can get kind of sad here sometimes. So we try to make it fun for them. Musical chairs. I think the adults have more time and more fun with the musical chairs and the fun games that we provide for the kids.
You see a lot of the same familiar faces. There's a head cook that comes here and works here regularly. And I noticed that there were a lot of the same volunteers here because I've served multiple times now, and I'm really struck by how many people are consistent in being here. There is a sense of gratitude from the residents who are here. And they were thanking me for coming in and serving them, and it wasn't this sense of, oh, someone should be here. It was, wow, you came here, and I'm grateful for that.
They're happy for that day. They're happy because they got a good meal.
Serving stuff that we would want to eat and engaging in conversation with them. Being able to talk to them and listen to them. Sometimes they have requests, or sometimes they just want a prayer, or sometimes they just want to vent. And having that one-on-one with them during that time that we do feed is something that I appreciate, because you never know the need at the time. I think that people don't realize how much a smile, even with the mask on, or a simple kind word can go ahead and go so far to somebody in a situation that's like this.
Not only do we service the residents here, but we also service the community. And as I understand, there are about 250 families just within a radius of about a mile. We serve them every single day. When they talk about the coalition, they talk about us also. They talk about the kitchen, they talk about the food. We may be somewhat in the background because the complete mission is getting people in homes. I think we play a very crucial role in that happening.
If somebody was interested in getting involved with our meal service program, they can get in touch with us, give us a call, shoot us an email, on social media, any way that they want to reach out to us, and we will kind of find a date for them. We can figure out if they want to come regularly, once in a while, and we also have an online portal, coalitionvolunteer.org, where they can register as well.
It doesn't feel like work. It really doesn't. It feels like something that's an opportunity to get together and help others, and I hope that others would feel the same way if they were to try that.
Wow, that was incredible. And I just want to take a second to thank the volunteers for their continued support. And if you're at home and you're watching our virtual celebration and you're interested in signing up to be a volunteer, please visit cflhomeless.org and click on Take Action. Now, homelessness is something that impacts the entire family. When a family comes to the coalition, it's not just mom or dad feeling the stress of their situation. The kids feel it too. In 2020, the coalition launched its Youth Innovation Program designed to support school-age shelter guests. With a licensed mental health counselor and other caring team members, the program helps our youth learn life skills and provides an outlet for healthy expression, structure, and stability, and the program couldn't have launched at a better time. Due to COVID-19, parents were offered the choice of face-to-face learning or virtual learning, depending on their circumstances and comfort level. And thanks to the Youth Innovation Program, the parents at the coalition, they were able to have the same choice as any other parent in the community as a virtual learning component was added. For school-age children living at the coalition, virtual learning can have additional challenges. And to combat these challenges, students participating in virtual learning have a designated classroom at the coalition, which is staffed by the youth program team. This team is there to support the kids staying at the coalition, help with school, mentor them, and be a friend when they need one. So let's go ahead and take a look and learn more about the coalition's Youth Innovation Program.
I oversee and kind of manage our school-aged youth program. I work with kids in our youth program. Every day is kind of different. That could be anywhere from helping someone get enrolled in school or doing activities with them hands-on. So the Innovation Youth Program is a program designed for school-age youth. So it serves our shelter guests from around age 5 to 18. We do everything from virtual schooling during the day to after-school programming on afternoons, evenings, and we do some weekend activities too. Prior to July of 2020, so this past July, there was no program specifically designed for our school-aged youth. So we saw that as a need and developed this program to serve their needs and to try to help them learn, grow, and develop to be successful once they get out of here. Originally, when I first started the youth program, I didn't have anyone else on my team. It was just a one-man operation, so I kind of was with them all day, every day, in school, after school, on the weekends. But then it was just too much. We saw a lot of growth in our program, which was awesome, but we had to get more help.
The program started a couple months before I got here. Kids come in for virtual school right now because of the pandemic. I get them ready for school, get them prepared for school, make sure they get started in their classes. Pretty much the youth program it teaches the kids self-awareness. It teaches them different behaviors as well, learn about diversity. We try our best to provide as much as we can for the children, regardless of their situations that they have. Whenever the child is upset or anything, they always come to me, Mr. Rashad, I need help with this. It makes me really understand a lot and what I can bring to the table and make sure that these kids are safe and make sure that they're in a safe environment.
We have a wonderful program that we are able to service children from age 0 to 5 years old. The great thing about our program is that we look like any other preschool. Our kids get dropped off in the morning. They'll have a little playtime to get acquainted with their friends. We provide breakfast and lunch and snack that's included in our program for free. They'll have circle time with their teachers. We also always have playground time, and that'll help with them to just use their gross motor skills. Basically what I've explained is a typical preschool setting, and that's what we provide. It is so important to have an active preschool in the Coalition for the Homeless of Central Florida. We have seen great gains in our kids that maybe weren't walking because they were contained in just a crib while their parents were in the dorm. In October, we were able to do a field trip. So we had this great donation from a company that bused us to a different pumpkin patch, and the families were able to enjoy a pumpkin patch. And it was all completely free, and it was very safe, and just encouraging for the families to have this outing with the kids, and also for the teachers to get to know the families. I really was excited to celebrate Miss Betty, who has worked here at the Coalition in the preschool in many different roles for over 20 years. To see a teacher have a heart to teach for 20 plus years in this environment or any environment is just amazing. It's been a year. We've started with COVID. We closed. We reopened with the new standards and more improved standards. The ultimate goal is for the love of these children and to make sure that they have a place that they can feel home and safe and comfortable in learning.
Our kids are very important, and even though they're in a crisis mode too, they're kids at the end of the day, so we're always laughing. There's so many funny things that happen. We laugh a lot, we play a lot, we run around a lot, we get dirty, we do projects. The littlest things make a kid smile, even if it's just the fact that they can draw a card for another kid.
It's extremely important to have the youth program because we're providing kids with something that they pretty much never had.
We have a lot of stuff that we want to continue doing, and we're really, really grateful for everyone that contributes to our program and kind of helps us grow and keep getting bigger too. Our program just started this year, but we're wanting it to grow a lot more.
I mean, it's a phenomenal program that Miss Olivia has put together. I don't have any kids, but they're like my kids, so I will say that.
Your generous donations tonight and throughout the year help the Coalition offer programs like the Youth Innovation Program and other crucial services to their guests. Each day, up to 500 men, women, children, they call the Coalition their temporary home, but the Coalition's services extend beyond shelter guests. 100 other neighbors in need utilize the Coalition's Community Health Initiative every day. This program offers showers, laundry, and mail service to unsheltered homeless in the area.
So the Community Health Initiative is a program we started back in April of 2018. And what that program does is we provide showers and laundry to the unsheltered.
They're allowed to come here in the shelter during certain hours. For the men, it's from 12 to noon. And they can come in and take showers.
We provide them snacks. We just started in October providing the mail services.
They can come through us and receive their mail.
We have health screenings. Any health problems they might have, they set up appointments for them. We do testing on Tuesdays, so we provide that for them as well. COVID testing, HIV, Hep A, flu shots.
And that's for them Monday through Friday. And we do the women from 1 to 4, and they receive the same services as the men. Well, at one point, we had to completely stop doing CHI, so we were shut down for about 6 to 9 months. So once we did open back up, we had to go along with the CDC guidelines.
We are screening everyone who comes to our gate, so they get a wellness check and a thermometer check, and then the health coordinators are there to make sure that they are okay. And if they're not feeling well, we send them over to get tested, or we're doing the testing on site that day, we rush them over to get tested.
So we had to go in and place stickers on the floor. We had to distance the seating 6 feet apart. You know, really it didn't change too drastically because the way our system was already set up, we were bringing people in at that count anyways. And in between showers, we would go in and basically sanitize, especially with the ladies, because there's only one shower for the ladies, so we have to go in and clean after each ladies.
But everything is clean and sanitized every time. We have chairs set up for them, so once somebody gets up and goes, we sanitize that chair. So whatever it is that they might need at that moment, we provide for them. So after we're done with the showers and laundry, we take them over to intake or diversion center to see if we could place them or get them diverted somewhere. For those that are facing homelessness, I think it's a great program because we are giving them something that a lot of people take for granted. You know, we are so used to taking showers and washing our clothes at home, and they don't have that service, especially during the summer when it's really hot and someone's out there sweating and they're not as clean as they should be. We give them that. Just something as simple as a water bottle. You see the change in them because they come in so thirsty, and before they leave, they always want to drink from the fountain. It's nice for them to get out of the elements for a bit and just come in here and sit and relax, charge their phones.
Well, with the CHI, we have a lot of people that come in and they were able to get jobs.
One, they get to take a shower, and then we also try to provide them with whatever clothing they need for the interview. So we go and look for a nice shirt, a nice tie, some nice pants.
We'll have a lot of donations, clothing donations come in, and they would be able to get a nice outfit that they can go and do interviews, and they would come back and tell us that they were able to get a job.
Which is really great. And then We haven't seen them since. You can see the change in when they come in and take the shower and when they leave. Just seeing them come in and seeing their faces when they come in not very happy and then leaving, and you just see the change in them, and they're more talkative and they kind of want more help.
Without this program, a lot of our clients were going to stores and other little businesses, and they would go into their facilities and they would wash up, and that was inconveniencing a lot of stores, and that was causing a lot of our clients to get trespassed, and causing them to get charges going in and out of the jail system. And with our system, it gives them a place that they can come and they can actually get what they need safely without getting records and going to jail for something that they really need.
So that's where we kind of, all right, let's go to intake, let's go to diversion. What else can we do for you? What other resources can we give you?
Well, I appreciate the CHI because I get to meet a lot of people and I get to hear a lot of stories and to see a lot of people's background, because you never know who you'll meet, And I have met a lot of people. You never know, like I say, you never know the backgrounds. Yeah, I've met some people that have met a lot of famous people, and just to see their background and hear their stories is phenomenal.
I have a great staff who are compassionate about what they do. The supervisor I have that's running that department right now is doing a great job.
I love people, so this is something that's great for me.
The programs and services we've highlighted tonight are just some of the great work being done each day at the Coalition, work made possible through your compassion and your generosity. And if you haven't already, please visit onecause.com/heartsofgold2021 to take a look at the silent auction and consider giving a gift, and all donations are tax deductible. Now, in a few minutes, you're going to have the opportunity to hear from Elisa, this year's testimonial speaker. Elisa is going to share her story of how she came to stay at the Coalition and how the program and support from her housing specialists help her get back on her feet. The Coalition helps hundreds of people like Elisa get into permanent housing each month. In 2020, the Coalition helped end homelessness for 1,436 individuals, and this would not be possible without our wonderful housing specialists that work at the Coalition. The work they do each and every day is life-changing for so many men, women, and children who temporarily call the Coalition home. Let's hear Elisa's story.
I think I was 19. I think I was about 19 years old. A boyfriend that I had at the time, we separated, and it was unexpected, and so he just kind of like left, and I had nowhere to go. At the time, my relationship with my family was not good because I had been actively using drugs, and so they kind of didn't want anything to do with that and no part of that. They're firm believers in tough love, so I had no options. I ended up going into the streets. And I continued with my addiction for another 12 years. And then I got pregnant. And I knew that I wanted a family. I didn't want anyone else to raise my child. And I also didn't want to, bring any harm to my child by using. So I weighed my options, and there really wasn't any other than, okay, you're going to have to kind of swallow your pride and go to a shelter. And so I just showed up on the doorstep, didn't know if there was any room, didn't know any of the processes of, didn't call, none of that. But I showed up, and I remember being asked, how many times have you been here? And I said, never. And I guess that there wasn't really space for a single person, a single woman at the time, but because, I don't know, maybe the individual saw something in me, they found space, they made space. So, and I was really grateful for that. I went into the women and infant room temporarily. So I know that now that was not traditional, but it was, I'm going to give this person an opportunity. First, I had to work on my sobriety. That was the first thing I was working on to make sure that I wasn't going to cause any harm to my child. I went through the STEPS program, and I just was a day treatment program that I worked at every day. I graduated from that, did the aftercare, and then after that, I went through the GED program that was offered at the time. And I worked hard at that, and I was able to successfully get my GED. So from there, I was encouraged to continue my education because, being in the streets and using drugs, I hadn't had a job in many, many years. And I had never had, much more than a fast food job. So but I knew I had the ability. I said, okay, well, I'll give it a try. What can it hurt? And I went to Valencia and I got my associate's degree. And I liked that, felt good. And I said, well, what do I want to do? What do you want to do now? And I said, well, I think I need to do some more. So from there, I had some really great case managers that I worked with while I was here. And that really made me want to help others the way that I had been helped. And I said, okay, maybe social work. So I went to UCF. I earned my bachelor's in social work. I graduated cum laude. And from there, that qualified me to work on my master's degree in social work, advanced standing. Instead of taking 2 years for the master's program, I could do it in 1. So I graduated from UCF as well with my master's degree in social work. And then I started being in the community, helping others the way that I was helped. It's very empowering to help someone else because it's a part of my sobriety to help someone else. When I see other individuals doing well, it helps me as well. It's very rare that I do share that part with my clients because it can be very detrimental to the relationship. It's very helpful for me as a social worker because I have that insider knowledge, so to speak. So I can kind of see through a lot of things, and clients will not know how I know. And how did you know that, Miss Elisa? I just know. There have been a couple occasions that I felt like it would be really good for the client and helpful for the client for them to know, but I never share the whole story. It's just bits and pieces that I think will, bring them around and be helpful to them. So I came here pregnant with 1. I gave birth to my daughter while I was still a resident here, brought her home from the hospital right here. I had met someone and we got a place together and we started our family, but it was very new. We weren't sure, neither one of us were sure if it was going to be a permanent relationship. It was just, boyfriend, girlfriend at the time. And truthfully, both of us were dealing with, trying to stay clean and sober ourselves. We both were in our own places of recovery. So that's a very, that can be very, scary at times. So you have to, always put yourself as a priority first and in that circumstance. So my relationship with my family, like my parents, grandparents, they're the ones that had kind of given me space. It took them a while. In fact, some of them at least a year or more before they were certain that this wasn't just a temporary thing because they didn't want to invest themselves in me. They didn't want to get attached to my baby, and then all of a sudden, poof, it's all gone. So it took them a little time, but once they were confident that I was serious about staying clean, staying sober, doing something for myself, then they did come around, and they have been an absolute I could not be where I am now if it hadn't been for them. They have been so supportive all the way through. So it's been great to have them back in my life, in my children's lives, and I say children because it ended up being more permanent than I had expected in the beginning. But yes, me and my boyfriend, we ended up getting married. We've been together 12 years, been married. We just had our 10th wedding anniversary. And we have a 4-year-old daughter and then my first daughter who is now 11. When I first graduated, it had always been in my mind when I was, as I said, I had a lot of great case managers, a lot of great assistants that came through the coalition. So it always was in my mind, one day I want to come back. One day I want to do for someone at the coalition. One day maybe I could work for the coalition. I want to do that. But, I had to get my feet wet in the community. I had to, get my own knowledge. And so I was in different arenas and different areas at first. And I learned valuable lessons in every place of employment that I've been. But it always was still in the back of my mind. And it just so happened that an opportunity became available that kind of fit my talent and my skill. And so, yeah, now I am also an employee of the coalition. So I started at the coalition, and it's come full circle, and now I work for the coalition. So it's really awesome. It's an awesome feeling to know that I'm working for a place that started the whole process. It started the ball rolling. So, and I work every day with that in my mind, is who can I get the ball rolling for today?
Elisa's story is incredibly inspiring. From one of our many guests to now a bridge housing counselor. It's an incredible journey, and it's a journey that she made because of folks like you who are willing to help out. When she got here, she was pregnant. She really had nothing. And here we are 10, 11 years later, 2 beautiful kids, happily married, bridge housing coordinator, giving back to our community much as we're asking you to give back, and much as you have given back over the years. This is truly an inspiring story, but it's not a unique story. This is the story the coalition tells every day of the week. These are the people that we help, and this is how they can get back into society, get back to producing, and get back to helping others. And because you were willing to help, because people that came before us were willing to help, she's turned her life around. Please help us today to help others turn their lives around as well. Thank you.
What an inspiration Elisa is. We are so blessed to have her as part of the coalition team. Her story, like countless others, shows the difference that the coalition makes every single day.
Now, you have the opportunity to make a difference as well. Please give, knowing that your donation will fuel important work that is happening right here in our community, right here every day, work that is changing lives.
Please go to One Cause page, the same one you've been using to bid on silent auction items and purchase those chance drawing tickets, and click where it says make a donation.
Any amount makes a difference. With your generosity, you're providing safe shelter, meals, case management services, and ultimately hope for a brighter day ahead. Alex and Zach Lalikos, we thank you for your donation. We appreciate the fact that you guys are calling in and logging on and adding to the kitty here. Our goal is $15,000, and we can get there with your help.
We broke the $10,000 mark, guys. You guys are making it happen for us.
This is absolutely wonderful. A couple of other folks that have called in. Susan Steinhauser, thank you very much for your generosity. Haven Perkins, thank you. That's wonderful that you've taken the time and made the effort to contribute tonight.
Jesse Hernandez, we are so appreciative for you having contributed toward this $15,000 goal. And Lynn Sand, couldn't do it without you. Thank you so very, very much.
Let's see, Eileen Vogt, a couple of other folks, Linda Sheftel, thank you very much. And Jamie and Julie Planels, thank you for your very generous donations. We really appreciate you guys stepping up tonight.
Sarah Hillard, couldn't do it without you. Rhonda Cox, thank you so much. And Trip Stevens, thank you for your donation and helping us get closer to that $15,000 mark.
And now the time that so many of you have been waiting for. We have not one, but 2 great chance drawings. Allison, are you ready to pick a winner?
Let's do it. First up is our local love chance drawing featuring $1,000 worth of gift cards to restaurants and retail establishments throughout Central Florida. And the winner is, you can't hold it and do the drum roll, Chris.
Oh,
is this the one?
There.
Is this the good one?
That must be the winner.
Let's see who it is. Drum roll.
Nicole Short.
Congratulations.
That is fantastic. Congratulations, Nicole. All of our locally owned businesses certainly deserve some love after this past year, a tough year to say the least. So have fun exploring Central Florida and maybe dining in a few new places. Our next fantastic chance drawing is for a 7-day stay at the beautiful Timbers Kauai Ocean Club and Residences in Hawaii.
Whoever wins this, you and up to 7 of your closest friends and families will get to experience Kauai like never before at the Garden Isle newest luxury oceanfront resort. And the best part is, the funds raised are all coming back to the coalition. You get a once-in-a-lifetime trip, and you get to change lives in the process.
Well, Allison, I have to admit that this was such an incredible opportunity that Maureen and I just couldn't pass it up. And so since my name is in the mix right now, I'm going to have to let you do the honors of picking the winner. So.
Okay. Oh, my goodness gracious. Without further ado, the winner of a once-in-a-lifetime Hawaii vacation chance drawing is, let's see. We're going to put all these back in here. We're going to roll them around a little bit. We're going to find. Okay, everybody ready? Okay, you ready, Chris?
Yep. The winner is Catherine
Martin. Congratulations. We cannot wait to see your Hawaiian photos. You're going to have to share them with us. Yep. And for all of the rest of you who have either won these chance drawings or have won the silent auction, the items that you've bid on, one of our development team folks will be reaching out to you to coordinate you getting your items.
Thank you so much to everyone who gave so generously tonight and for your continued support throughout the year. And now, back over to Jay to close us out.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight for the 28th Annual Hearts of Gold. Thank you for your generosity. You have no idea how much it means to the Coalition, and thank you.